There should be a timer on the presentation and there should be moving images, so please shout out when you get seasick. I hope you don't. My name is Liselotte Neervoort. I am the curator of the Academic Heritage collection at the Vrije University in Amsterdam, the other university in Amsterdam. And I'm actually part of the university library. I'm going to give you a short introduction, and it should switch on its own, so I hope it works. Yes, it does. The Vrije University is quite a young university. It was founded in the 1880s as a private and Protestant university, and it's been growing very, very slowly. It got a mathematical and physics department in the 1930s and a medical department in the 1950s. So a lot of students entered after the 1950s as well. So in the collection there is quite a large segment of second half 20th century, like the Klepskate. It's a well-known thing in the Netherlands in the skating world. We're quite proud of it, so it had to be included. But we also have togas and other stuff. Since 2.5 years, the collections are actually part of the university library, so we're still assembling, we're still trying to figure out what we would like to do with it, what we can do with it. Of course, we would like to see them used for research purposes, for educational purposes, but the collection isn't quite accessible yet. It's not all online. So we took a small sample and we tried to make people curious about the exhibition. So we did an advent calendar type exhibition where we invited 14 people from all over the university to present their favorite object. We started with 7 experts: the Beadle, university historian, biologists, geologists, and we invited them to pick their own object, write their own story, and they were photographed. My colleague curator from the map and archives were there as well. And we put out an open call. So everyone at the university, from student to secretary, departing head, chair of the university board, they applied. 7 people were picked of those, and they got a tour that was very interesting. Here you see us in the depot. They got a tour, and I told them stories, of course, matching their interests, which led to quite surprising objects. One person said, "Ooh, I want to do something with Bilderdijk." So we just went to that collection and he picked his favorite object there. Others were much more open and said, "Ooh, do you have anything about women?" We had. It was a bit of a search, but we had. Everyone was interviewed, their stories were presented, and of course there was some curating on my part, not just in the presentation, but also in what types of stories I told them in the depots and what kind of objects I showed them. But we left them as open as possible. Every week we revealed, or every 2 weeks we revealed 2 items presented by one expert. He or she told in 10 minutes why they particularly liked that item and how it's tied in with their research. We need to tweak this a little bit because we had mostly employees attending. They were really enthusiastic and returned every time, but we wanted students as well. The stories were also presented on the website, so we're collecting stories about the collection as well as objects at the moment. There was a huge collaboration with the communication department of the university library. We had a Facebook campaign, a Twitter campaign. The question is still whether that were the right ways to reach students, for example. We didn't try Instagram, but that would have been a nice addition as well. So it was, it really helped that we had a lot of online presence. Well, in the end, we had about 20 people involved from 10 different departments. Everyone brought their enthusiasm, their own expertise, and it made for a really interesting exposition with items that usually wouldn't be shown. It was quite a cheap exhibition as well. Well, in money, because we spent like €100 on materials. The time investment, however, especially for myself in guiding all those people through the tours, was quite excessive. So that was a bit of a shame. But it's definitely a concept, because now when I return to the faculties and ask them about their collections, they still say, oh, you did that exhibition last year, that was really interesting, perhaps we could do something again. So it was definitely worth it, but we need to tweak it to reach students as our target audience as well. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.